Good morning. It's Kevin Petersen, licensed marriage and family therapist, owner of Petersen Family Counseling in Denver, Colorado, and Jacksonville Beach, Florida, and author of Chronic Hope, Parenting an Addicted Child. Licensed marriage and family therapist, and treatment consultant / family case manager and family coach. And it is Friday, June 19th, and it's 11:37 out here in Florida. And with us today is my good friend Casey Gooding from New Method Wellness, who's going to talk to us about alternatives to the traditional model of inpatient and aftercare, including things like wolf therapy, surfing, zip lining. What am I forgetting? All sorts of great stuff.
Yeah.
And how it complements the existing therapy. Good morning, Casey. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Kevin. Thanks for having me on this morning. Good to see you, my friend.
It's good to see you too. It's my pleasure, and it's good to have you as part of the crew. And sort of this is our fourth podcast, and what I've been doing is kind of cherry picking my favorite treatment centers that I've done family case management work with around the country, and bringing them on and talking about their program and helping people understand who they are and what they do and what makes them special and unique. And then also talking about how the work that I do, the family case management, complements the styles. So tell us about New Method Wellness.
Well, thank you so much. Again, first of all, it's certainly an honor and a privilege to go coast to coast with you this morning. Kevin, you're over there in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, and I'm over here in Capistrano Beach, California. So while we are certainly separated by distance, we are here together advocating for individuals and families across the country that are in need of our services. And I am lucky enough to hold a position at New Method Wellness. We're located in San Juan Capistrano, California. We've been in operation for coming up on 15 years. It's a family-owned and operated business. We typically service about 20 to 30 individuals at any given time. Our focus is on dual diagnosis, so we are treating individuals that have a substance abuse disorder and a co-occurring disorder such as depression, anxiety, bipolar, mood disorders. It's great to be here and talk about the program. One of our models or one of our slogans you'll see if you look into our website is something different. And it's kind of exciting to be able to talk with you today about what that something different is. There's a lot of great treatment programs throughout the country. And our job here is to certainly us an opportunity to talk about some of the things that make New Method Wellness exactly what it is, something different than your average treatment provider.
Awesome, man. I'm really excited to hear about all the alternative programming that you offer. When you say you offer all, we talked earlier, you said you offer all levels of care. Can you quickly review what those levels of care are from detox all the way to outpatient therapy?
Absolutely, I can. So, typically individuals are coming to our program, certainly in the need of medical detox. We offer a subacute level detox. We have gender-specific homes located in the Capistrano Beach area. We have a men's and a women's licensed RTC and detox level of care home. Those are 6-bed homes. Those are ideally for individuals that are in need of medical detox when they first come in. So they're 24-hour staffed, RNs on staff, a very high level of care to ensure an individual is medically safe and appropriate for our environment. So that's our first level of care, highest level of care that we provide, and typically how individuals are entered into the program here at New Method Wellness. Even an individual that didn't require a full medical detox would be at least evaluated at a very high level of care to ensure that they're integrating into the program, feeling comfortable in their environment here and ready to take on the next step. We're talking about a lot of these alternative experiential treatments that we're doing here at New Method Wellness. Certainly we have to get an individual to a point in their time with us that they're feeling comfortable enough, well enough physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever that psychiatrically, to participate in some of the methods that we're going to implement for them. So first level of care, certainly detox. after the individual has completed a primary medical detox, we would integrate them into the full milieu of clients where they would have peer support. A lot of times we have gender specific and age appropriate housing. So we have a 35 and under men's program and a 35 and older men's program as well. So individuals coming to us can have peer support that's relative to their age and gender. We also have a women's gender specific home that we're using for women that are supported in the residential environment. So once they're into the residential program that we're offering, then they're going to be subject to all of the methods that we're going to be discussing on this call today. They're going to have an individual private treatment team made up of 2 therapists that they're working with individually. They're going to be participating in many different group modality groups in the time that they're with us. They'll be participating in holistic approaches, experiential approaches. And our ideals are not to keep somebody locked down in a certain area, but to expose them to what greater Southern California area has to offer. We're certainly in a very nice area that has a lot to offer here. A lot of our residents are outside enjoying nature here, and we want to offer an opportunity for individuals that come in, certainly have an opportunity to do some significant clinical work, but we want to mix in some different opportunities that they can have some experiences in their time with us that would separate their experience here versus another provider, essentially.
Awesome.
So
Let me jump in.
Yep.
So that's fantastic. I'm excited to hear about all the different alternatives. And we already have a comment for you. It's from someone I think you know, Katja Stroh-Austin says, Casey is such an amazing man and advocate for recovery. New Method Wellness laid the foundation for my recovery, and I am forever grateful. Sounds like you got a fan.
Yeah, we are grateful for her too. And I had the opportunity to see her over this last week. And one of the things that we did here when the COVID-19 pandemic came in is we started offering alumni meetings via Zoom and our open AA meetings that we have here at our facility on Saturday night. So I had the opportunity to meet with Katja, and she had an opportunity to share her experience with the whole New Method Wellness family via Zoom and take her chip. And it was really great to see her. And, our biggest advocates for the treatment program that we have are our alumni, right? So we always want to ensure that they feel that they have a home and they're part of our family from the time that they reach the doors here until our present moment now.
So before we get into the surfing, the wolf therapy, all that really exciting stuff that you were talking about, do you mind telling us a little bit about your journey?
I'd be happy to,
Great.
So my sobriety date is 11/29/2012. I am originally from East Lansing, Michigan. I'm a big Michigan State Spartan fan. My dog's name is Sparty. My family is all from that area. In fact, I'll be leaving to go on vacation next Friday to visit my children and my extended family there. Looking forward to that. But I was a chef at Michigan State University, and life was not going well. I was not winning, as they may say. I see your Trojan. Trojan hat there.
Yes. So back to Michigan State.
Yes, I was working at Michigan State as a chef, and I had a pretty significant substance abuse disorder relative to opiates and alcohol and some stimulants. And once I hit 30, I could no longer evade the fact that I was an alcoholic and an addict. Unfortunately, it took me until the year I was 35 to enter a treatment program. And how that happened is quite a story in itself. And I'm back in Michigan. My parents are living out here in California. My dad's working for Fisker Automotive, which is an electric car company here, located locally. He was a big GM guy. They came out here after he had retired from GM. And my parents sat down and talked with each other, and they said, if our son passes away, can we live and sleep at night with the aspect that we've done every single thing that we could to help him? And they simply just looked at themselves and said no, right? And so they picked up that 10,000 pound phone and they called me and they said, Casey, if you're willing to put aside everything. We'll go all the way in to help you no matter what. We'll support your recovery in any way that we can, and we'll no longer do anything to hurt you. And that means we won't support, your rent where you're at, or pay any of your bills or any of those things. But if you do choose this, we will help you in any way that we can. And, I had this kind of decision to make. It was like, well, do I stay doing this, or do I pick up this opportunity? And for me, I just couldn't see my life getting any better under the current situation. I knew the nature of my internal condition, and there was nothing that I could do about it over and over again. I would be in and out of the rooms of AA, short-term treatment programs, detoxes, those kind of things like that, to no avail. So I finally raised my hands in the air. I came out, I did a 60-day treatment program. I did 3 months of intensive outpatient programming and sober living. I got into AA. I got really busy in AA. And, I had a great sponsor that I still have to this day, that encouraged me to be of service to the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. And, I kind of cut my teeth in Alcoholics Anonymous here locally, and I took service positions for the county, and I started meeting a lot of people and integrating a recovery community about me. One of the great things about our area here in Southern California is, we have 2,500 meetings a month here in Southern California. It's like a 2% share of all the AA groups in the whole world here in our county. So it's a really recovery rich area. And, I didn't have an interest in working in treatment at first, because I didn't understand the kind of things that we do and I'm privileged to enjoy today. I saw individuals that were therapists, and I wasn't going to go back to school for many, many years to do that. And I saw individuals that worked as techs, and in my experience, I didn't see a lot of those individuals in early recovery working as techs, staying sober, and that was more important to me. Until about 4.5 years ago, I had an opportunity to take a position with an outpatient provider and start doing some business development, and I fell in love with it immediately. I fell in love with the aspect of helping people, of understanding what resources are available throughout the country. It propelled me into a position here that I hold today at New Method Wellness that I'm really honored and privileged to have. Working for a top level quality provider in all of the country, having an opportunity on a daily basis to speak with families, to help them to understand the resources that are available for them, and really get them connected with whatever results that we can provide for them. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and I love it. It's great.
Cool. That's fantastic. And I'm glad that you shared your affiliation with Michigan State and Southern California, because I actually got sober very much in the same style. In 1990, my parents sort of laid it down on me and said, "Yeah, this is over, and we love you, but this is over, and we don't want you to die." And so I didn't get sober then. I ended up getting sober in May of '91, and immediately moved back to Los Angeles and re-enrolled and got a job at USC. And so I share that same experience of going back to college and going to school and trying to get my life back together. And sobriety was a huge piece of that. And so I really appreciate you sharing that. And what I also know is that in long-term recovery, everyone I know has somewhat of the same story. When my family finally laid it down and stuck with it, that's when it took, and so that's the truth. And so that's awesome. And hey, if you're out there listening to us or watching us on Facebook Live, please drop us a note and say hi, and we'll give you a shout out. So I want
Kevin, I feel like I've heard that story before somewhere.
Oh my gosh, look at you with the book.
Yeah, man. I was giving it a good read. Great information in here for anybody that's in need of that, certainly.
Yeah. Thank you. Chronic Hope, Parenting the Addicted Child. That was and I'm actually working on the next one. So, and there'll be a workbook tied to it for families, and we'll talk about that when that happens. Tell me about how you guys incorporate all these alternative methodologies or modalities. Oh, hey, look, there's Scott Benton, one of my fraternity brothers from USC, saying, "Great book. I recommend it." Scott was critical in getting me to write it in the first place, and good man, that guy. Tell me about the methodology, the wolf therapy, the surf therapy, and explain how that's not just, because I think a lot of times people think, oh, they're going to treatment in San Juan Capistrano. It's like a spa, Mm-hmm. help alleviate people's fears that they're not funding a vacation.
Yeah. So I think that kind of really starts on the front end of admissions, right? So I think if you look at our website, and we encourage individuals to take a look at our website because it's very informative. And if you're an individual who's considering going to treatment and you look at all the methods and the things that we do here, the accommodations we offer, you may, be likely to say, hey, this sounds like something I want to do. And you may have the understanding that we're coming here to put our feet up and do some of these things that I really like to do. And we may put the aspect to the side that how difficult this aspect of recovering from this condition that we face is. So, being really transparent, yes, we offer these services for individuals that certainly separate us from other programs and differentiate us. But if you're coming here with the aspect of that this is going to be some sort of vacation, you'd be sorely wrong when you showed up, because the program that we offer is a tough treatment. It's a really highly accountable and structured environment. We have a high expectation for the individuals that participate. Individuals aren't just accepted here. They have to produce written screening essays to be admitted to the program. It's almost in the same capacity of, when you went to USC, right? You had to be approved to go to the program. Your parents had to be bought in and willing to finance it. Our parents have to supply 2 written timelines and bios associated with their loved ones from their perspective. We don't allow individuals to come and participate without family members, integrated in part of the process and their voices heard. We really need that perspective to understand where the narrative lies. If we are only assisting an individual based on the narrative that they're providing, then we're doing a huge disservice to the individual and the family, in our opinion. So, that kind of starts on the front end, is being very transparent and open about what our expectation is here. We have a lot of individuals that are interested in participating in our program. 9 out of 10 calls are likely individuals that we're referring to other programs based on criterial reasons. So we're really, really selective. We're only going to accept individuals that we feel are bought into the processes we identify. We're only going to accept individuals that we feel that we can be successful with. And usually that comes from a family member saying, my hands are up in the air. I have no clue what we're doing here, and we need to take some direction. And typically that's when you come in, Kevin, is you working with the families, us saying, hey, yes, we're here to accept. These are our expectations of family members. We send them, books on addiction. We send them information. We want our family members going to Al-Anon. We do not accept excuses why they cannot participate in Al-Anon meetings. In fact, we send them out contracts that will state, here's 20 excuses that we don't accept for Al-Anon participation, because we would not accept an individual making the excuses for not going to AA. And our clients are going to go to AA here. So if an individual is participating at a high level, we expect the family to be one step ahead. That's the way we're going to see success. And so on the front end, we're going to be really honest and transparent about all the criteria and what's required here. And then once we get past that in our screening, certainly we are talking about different aspects and many different questions that we can answer specifically about the treatment experience that we're offering. Now, many of the people that are coming to our program, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 treatments they've been to. We're not a chronic relapse program. We're not a program for the problem child or those kind of things like that. Again, we're typically servicing individuals that are very committed to accepting this assistance and moving forward with a life of integrity and excellence, right? A life that promotes freedom from active addiction and a systemic change that would support the individual.
Got it. So you guys on the front end heavily screen, not just for does your insurance, money, et cetera, but you're screening for, are you thoroughly committed to the program that we have?
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. But I'm dying to hear about the surfing. I think we may have a celebrity guest coming in. Hold on a second.
Oh, awesome.
I think I heard someone scratching at the door. Let me double check. Come on, you gonna come in? Come on. Well, we do. He's gonna make his way in. Bert, the Boston Terrier, has decided he wants to hear what you had to.
A lot of pictures of him on Facebook, so I'll be looking forward to meeting him in person here.
Yeah, and by the way, he's very interested in the surfing. By the way, Polly Siegel, LCSW in Denver, Colorado, says, "Love you, Kevin. Love you back, Polly. Polly, you need to meet Casey at some point. He's the perfect person. Polly is a great therapist that works with a lot of millennials in Denver, and she's a perfect connection for you. And we'll make that relationship
Absolutely
happen.
love that.
Tell me about the alternative treatment programs.
Yeah, so here at New Method Wellness, we offer a wide variety of different holistic and experiential approaches. So your typical holistic approaches would include Tai Chi, yoga, acupuncture, massage, physical fitness. We're also offering surf and paddleboard therapies, wolf therapy, equine assisted therapy, and a lot of different outdoor recreation therapies. So typically what we see in our program is individuals coming into our center, participating in some different group therapies, mostly associated with dialectical behavioral therapy and trauma. And then a lot of our approaches take place in the afternoons, where we are getting the clients out into the community, taking them down for surf and paddleboard therapies. On Friday mornings, typically our clients are out doing wolf or equine assisted therapies. So what we're offering is a good mix of a highly intensive clinical setting, and then certainly an opportunity to experience something that they're not going to have an opportunity to experience likely where they're from. 90% of our clients are coming in from outside of the general Southern California area. So they're certainly coming here for these experiences. And there's a lot of benefits to many of the, of the practices that we're doing. A lot of mindfulness, a lot of structure and accountability, a lot of self-sufficiency, a lot of trust. There's multiple different aspects that are incorporated in each and every experiential approach that we offer. And these are groups that are led by group facilitators that work here in our facility. We're really lucky to have a fantastic staff that I get to represent on a national level.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah. And how do those modalities combined with the traditional modalities of treatment, the traditional inpatient or out, therapy setting and psychiatric setting? Tell me how that stuff, how does the client benefit from that stuff?
Yeah, so a lot of these things, when we think about the traditional model of treatment, an individual being in a highly structured area for a certain amount of time, and certainly the initial part of our process implements that in the detox that we kind of covered earlier. But our ideals aren't to keep individuals kind of in lockdown for overly too long. We want them to be able to experience that there's other things in life that they can enjoy, right? So much of recovery is this thought that I have in my head that I'm never going to be able to enjoy life the way that I did while I was intoxicated, that life is over, that I'm never going to experience these things in the capacity that I did before. And so our ideals are to bring them into a structured setting that holds a lot of accountability and structure, but also show them that these are some things that we can do, and you can have some fun, and you can have a lot of peer support, and you can gain some aspects of self-sufficiency and individuality out of the participating in these things. Now, I don't expect that an individual that participated in surf therapy is going to return to Denver and be a surfer, right? But certainly in the time that they're with us, they're going to, experience that. And hopefully that individual will look back on their experience and see a significant benefit in certain aspects of their life as a result of the experiences that they had in their time with us.
I was going to throw in there also is that one of the things that I've experienced in those, like in my own sobriety, is that like when I tried surfing for the first time and I actually, got up for 3 whole seconds, I felt like I was the king of the world. I like, holy crap, look at me. I can actually do this, and I've done the wolf therapy and the equine therapy. And I mean, I was terrified, and I was, my self-esteem had been shot to hell by my addiction and my behaviors. And when I actually walked through that stuff, I was like, oh my God, look at this. I'm doing this. This is amazing. This is incredible. So there was that boost of, hey, I can actually do this. I'm getting my life back, So that's awesome.
Feeling of accomplishment,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's finish up with a concept of, we first met when I was doing some family case management for another company, and I had a client at your facility. Tell me about the family engagement and why that's so significant.
Yeah, we're going to, in the same capacity that we hold a high standard for the clients that we service, we have a high standard for the families. And certainly here at New Method Wellness, we are privileged to serve a certain socioeconomic demographic of individual that's privy to the services we provide. A lot of the families that we're interacting with, I would say about 40% of the families that we're servicing, or 8 out of the 20 clients that we have, they're involved in some form of family coaching, case management. We've seen significant success in individuals that are participating in this. Again, this is a short-term solution to a permanent problem. We understand that. So our goal in the time that the clients are with us and the families are entrusting us with their loved one is to create a real new footing in the family system, right? And certainly the individual that's coming to New Method Wellness, they're privy to all the services and making a significant change in their ideals, and they're learning how to recover on a day-by-day basis. A lot of times we need these family members to invest the time and energy on a similar footing in their own locality to ensure that when the client is ready and the family is ready and individually have done their own work, because we understand that this is going to take work on all aspects of the family members, that the family can reconvene under some new ideals. So,
right.
I'm sitting here in our family room, and Brooke is preparing this room for a new admission that we're going to have today. And we always encourage any family members that are available to come participate in the admission process, because again, we want to meet them, we want to welcome them, we want to understand where they are. We certainly are reading their bios, their timelines of their loved ones, and we need to recommend services that are going to support these family members in creating that systemic change, right? And so certainly our therapists are going to be reaching out to them on a weekly basis. And touching base with them about the progress of their loved one. We're also going to be asking them about their progress. And we always like to have a mediary service or a family consulting agency, such as Petersen Family Consulting, to assist us with creating that change in coaching. Having their own support staff is very important to us, and we always recommend it.
Yeah, one of the things it always takes a couple of sessions for the family to understand that I'm not really here to talk about the person that's in treatment. I'm here for the family. It's my job is to do what you guys are doing for the individual. I turn around and do back for the family. And sort of the taglines, like you mentioned earlier, I always say is, well, we can't expect your addict to do something that you're not willing to do. So if they're going to go to treatment, go to therapy, and go to meetings and start rearranging the way they live, you have to do the same thing. And then the next question I always get is, well, what's the most important thing I can do to support the person, my family that's getting help? And I say, get your own help. That's the most important thing you can do. Wow, fantastic. Man, I really appreciate your time. Casey Gooding, New Method Wellness in San Juan Capistrano. Truly one of my favorite places in the whole wide world, with all the swallows and everything. It's fantastic. Look at you guys, been on Dr. Phil, and now you've been on the Chronic Hope podcast. More important.
Now we're really
appreciate your time, sir. Appreciate you coming on here, and looking forward to connecting with you at some point soon. And we got another. Katya just threw down another one saying, "Loving the podcast." Thank you. Thank you for signing on, Katya. And final thoughts, Mr. Gooding.
Well, just I wanted to thank you again, Kevin. It's certainly a privilege to be here on show number 4. Respected as one of your favorite programs in the country. There are many to choose from. Really happy to be here with you and Bert, and saying hi to all my friends throughout the country. You guys all stay safe. If there's anything that we can ever do to support anybody that's in need of the services we provide, our lines are always open. Thanks so much.
And we will. Well, this podcast, by the way, will be eventually up on my website and on my YouTube channel, and that we'll have your contact information on there as well. And Bert is very thrilled. This is his first celebrity appearance. He's excited. I think the surf therapy is what got him all excited. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll get Bert on a board when he's out here sometime.
Bert would love that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for your time.
Thanks so much, Kevin.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Okay.